There was a time when Washington, D.C. felt different. Not polished, not packaged, not redesigned. It felt rooted. Before cranes reshaped the skyline, before rooftop brunch became personality, before revitalized replaced remembered. This was Chocolate City. And that wasn't branding. It was lived. You could hear it before you saw it. Go-go drums, echoing down the U Street corridor. Congas, bouncing off brick buildings. Music, spilling from car windows on humid summer nights. The city moved to its own rhythm. On U Street, Ben's Chili Bowl stayed open late. Half smokes wrapped in foil, chili dripping over paper trays. Conversations stretching past midnight. Across the river in Anacostia, carry-out spots glowed under fluorescent lights. 6 wings with mambo. No explanation needed. Mambo sauce, sweet, tangy, unmistakably DC, poured heavy over fried rice inside white styrofoam boxes. Fish sandwiches from Horace and Dickey's wrapped in paper bags. Sunday dinners from Henry's Soul Cafe that slowed time down. DC didn't need 5-star reviews. It had flavor and it had pride. You saw that pride in how people dressed. Nike boots in the winter. New Balance, 990s, lace tight. Foam posits, stepping heavy on metro platforms. White tees, pressed clean. Polo rugby shirts. Fitted caps, low over focused eyes. DC style wasn't loud. It was intentional. And nowhere did that pride gather louder than Howard University homecoming. Not just a football game, a reunion, a runway, a statement. Yard filled with alumni. Music in the air, fashion sharp, energy unmatched. For a weekend, the entire city leaned toward the yard. That was DC 2. Sundays at RFK Stadium felt like church. Burgundy and gold everywhere. When the crowd jumped, the upper deck bounced. The Washington Redskins weren't just a team, they were unity. And before the skyline rose higher, the Washington Bullets ran the courts in the Capitol Center. Neighborhood courts were culture. You didn't need AAU hype, just a ball, concrete, and pride. DC teens bonded over basketball in rec centers across the city. Berry Farms Recreation Center, Banneker Recreation Center, Trinidad Recreation Center. You earned your name on those courts. And on Saturdays, malls like Georgetown Park were packed, not for shopping, for showing up. Fresh sneakers, starter jackets, phone numbers written on napkins. Security walking slow laps. That was the social network before social media. And when the sun went down, the city shifted. Lines wrapped around Dream Nightclub. Music spilled out of Love Nightclub. Heels on pavement. White tees. Crisp. Go-go. Mixed with hip-hop inside packed rooms. You didn't go to post. You went to be present. Before velvet ropes defined status. Before nightlife became curated. It felt like DC. And through it all, the Capitol Dome sat in the distance. Close enough to see. Far enough to feel separate. Politics at the top. Culture at the core. Then the cranes came. Row houses became luxury units. Historic spots became concepts. Familiar faces moved south. The skyline didn't just change. The feeling did. But what never left was the rhythm. The taste of mambo sauce. The echo of RFK. The sound of go-go drums bouncing off brick. The pride of Howard's Yard in October. DC before it changed wasn't perfect, but it was rooted. And if you were there, you don't just remember the buildings, you remember the feeling. Before it was branded, before it was rezoned, before it was redesigned, there was a Washington that belonged to the people who built it. This is for them. This was DC before it changed.